In the newly reformed criminal justice system, the jury has been removed from the courtroom. Due to a spike in criminal activity, trials last no more than 3 days, and the burden of proof has been placed on the defense. Defendants rarely go free, and many prosecutors are only interested in maintaining a perfect guilty record. But some attorneys still seek the truth. These are their stories.
Good morning, right? This is Phoenix World. Let's just check the time and... 9:20? Oh, the chief's gonna kill me. It's okay. It's okay. You can still make the trial on time if you leave 10 minutes ago. 40 minutes till the trial starts and I'm half an hour away. I've got the shakes, my body aches, my hair's in disarray. But I stayed up all night reading files so I know what I'm gonna say. I'm secure and I'm sure I'll endure on this August day. Today's the day I'll need to prove I'm the best. And the world is watching my inaugural test. But am I truly prepared? If pressed, I'd confess I'm a bit stressed and scared. Can I bring justice to light? Can I fight? I'll try, and if I don't cry, then I'll do all right. I can hope and dream and pray that I'll win on this August day. 15 minutes left to go, I'm running short on time. My head is spinning, intent on winning, I'm sweating like a swine. I have to help the people here, I know where I belong. The unity of the community will stay strong. Excuse me?
See that guy running like he's on some race?
Sorry?
Spiky-haired jerk, he almost ran through
Watch
me.
out!
I heard he's part of that big murder case.
Coming through!
Sure looks guilty to me.
Today's the day my paycheck comes in the mail.
You won't need to worry about spare from the guys in jail.
That's right.
10 minutes left till class starts. Ugh. So let's start home now, morning now.
Alright, Phoenix, you got this.
Scissors, rock, paper, go. Scissors, beats, paper. No, 2 out of 3, let's try again. And this time, there's no way I won't win.
Lot of heart from country you. Can I snap a pick or two? Another day, another bust, another scoop left in the dust.
Maggie, I gotta say, there's something on my mind. I just think that you look nice today.
How kind. For all the two that have something
This
that I
bright
like to confess.
Yeah?
He's 2 glasses left and he's the very important. He's the best.
So will this Phoenix take flight off the ground? I'll soar with glory, my story will be renowned. Now let's get this trial underway. My courtroom premiere.
Last time,
I will persevere.
1, 2, 3, go.
I'm here on this clear August day.
Phoenix Wright, you're late.
Sorry, Chief.
Sorry doesn't cut it. It's only your first trial, and a murder trial at that. Look, just try not to psych yourself out, okay?
I know, Chief. It's just that the suspect, our client, we were friends in school, and he was always sort of unlucky. We used to have a saying, when something smells, it's probably the butts.
Butts?
That's his name. Larry Butts.
How unfortunate.
Guilty! Lock me up and throw away the key! I'm a murderer! Give me the death sentence!
Larry, calm down.
Oh, the world is so dark without my Cindy Windy. She was the Cleopatra to my Mark Anthony, the Juliet to my Romeo!
Didn't they all die?
Nick!
wait. Mr. Butts, you knew the victim.
Yeah, she's my girlfriend. Or was my girlfriend. But I wasn't dumped or anything. She just stopped taking my calls. Or seeing me. Ever. What's it to you anyway?
Things could get ugly in there. Your client clearly has a motive for murder, and I heard the prosecution has a key witness. But as long as you believe in your client, you'll be okay. Ready, right?
Yes, Mia. Chief.
Just try to stay focused, okay?
Court is now in session for the trial of Larry Butts.
The prosecution is ready, Your Honor.
The defense is ready, sir, Your Honor.
This is your first case, isn't it, Mr. Roy? Well, for your client's sake, I hope you can control your nerves.
Yes, Your Honor. For my opening statement, allow me to summarize these baseless charges. Our defendant, Mia Fey, Larry Butts' only crime was to be at the right place at the wrong time. The wrong place at the right... According to the court record's autopsy report, our unfortunate victim, Miss Cindy Stone, was killed due to blunt force trauma to the back of the head at approximately 4:00 p.m., shortly after returning home from a trip to Paris.
And the murder weapon? Prosecutor Payne?
The prosecution wishes to submit as evidence this statue of the Thinker, which was found next to the victim. Will our first witness, Mr. Frank Sowett, please take the stand? Mr. Sowett, you were selling newspapers door to door that day, correct? Tell us what you witnessed.
Yes, on the day of the murder, I saw that man fleeing the apartment. He left the door half open, so I glanced inside, and I saw a woman lying on the floor, dead. I tried to call the police, but there was a blackout at the time, and her phone wasn't working. I made the call from a public payphone in the park.
Mr. Roy, it is time for your cross-examination.
But Chief, what can I do against eyewitness testimony?
You've got the evidence in the court record, right? Find a contradiction and raise an objection.
Got it. Wait, do what now?
If your client's innocent, this testimony's fiction. So check your court record for the contradiction. It's time to take control. The story's clearly phony. Present something to poke a hole in the testimony.
I see.
The witness is clearly lying to throw you off your case. So find the contradiction to rub in his smug face. And after you have made your careful selection, present evidence as your aid and yell objection.
So let me get this straight, Mr. Sowett. You looked into the apartment and saw that the woman was dead. How did you know? She may have just been unconscious.
Well, she was lying completely still on the floor, and there was blood everywhere.
Everywhere?
It was obvious she was gone. I was too afraid to move. I couldn't even go inside. I was completely frozen in fear.
He didn't go inside. That's gotta be the fastest contradiction I've ever heard.
So you've got to point it out, right? What you need to achieve is to grab the court's attention. In order to make them believe, you must create some tension. How dare the witness tell a lie while being on the stand? Look him in the eye and bang your desk loudly with your hand.
Hold it! You say you didn't go inside. How did you know the phone wasn't working?
You see, the phone was on a shelf next to the door. I never went inside. I didn't go any further than the doorway.
You're getting closer, right? Don't let him slither between your fingers.
Like I said, I found her exactly 1 p.m., found out her phone didn't work, and went to the park to call.
You say you found her dead at 1 o'clock?
You've got it right. Congratulations.
I don't understand. This testimony clearly condemns your client.
Give me a
Take
chair!
that, Mr. Sott! The autopsy report plainly states that the victim's time of death was 4 o'clock. Care to explain this 3-hour gap?
I don't understand. I'm absolutely sure there was 1. 4? That's impossible. I heard the time.
Heard the time? How did you hear the time?
I must have been on a radio, a television show that announced the time.
A television show? During the blackout?
I must have made some kind of mistake. I remembered wrong. You're right. I didn't hear the time. I saw the time on the murder weapon, the clock.
Clock? The murder weapon was a statue, not a...
And again, you are wrong, Mr. Wright. The murder weapon is indeed a clock. It says the time allowed when the neck is turned. I didn't bring it up because I thought it an unnecessary detail.
And at last this case finally begins to unwind. You know what to do, right?
Let's do it, Chief.
The witness is clearly lying to throw you off your case. So find the contradiction to rub in his smug face. And after I have made your careful selection, I'll present evidence as arrayed and yell.
Objection! Your Honor, the only way for Mr. Sott to know that that statue is a clock is to have activated it himself. You held that statue in your hands, didn't you, witness?
What?
When you hit her on the head with it. For some reason, it told you the wrong time. 3 hours behind.
Well, this is completely outrageous.
Prosecutor Payne, will you please activate the clock?
I think the time is 8:25.
Now, Prosecutor Payne, would you please tell me the time?
11:25?
3 hours behind. The same as that 3-hour gap between 1 and 4. What do you have to say to that, Mr. Sott? Or should I say, Mr. Did It?
You.
Mr. Wright, unless you can prove that the clock was slow on the day of the crime, I cannot allow you to indict this witness.
You got this, right, Nick?
Larry,
And that's why they call me the Rookie Killer.
Your Honor, the defense would like to request a recess to review evidence. A few minutes should be enough.
Very well. Court is now in recess.
Yeah! I'm the Rookie Killer. Another one bites the dust. Ooh, I'm the Rookie Killer. Yeah, your case will be a bust. I've been doing this for many years. I've seen it all before. Ha! Don't even think you stand a chance. You should just walk out that door.
Okay, Wright, deep breaths. You weren't actually intimidated by Winston Payne, were you?
Well, no, Chief, it's just... They're right. It's over. I can't possibly prove that the clock was slow on the day of the crime.
Well, no, you can't. That doesn't mean you can give up. Turn your thinking around. Assume the clock was 3 hours slow on the day of the murder, and ask yourself why.
Don't waste time doubting the facts. Or doubting yourself. There are times when you'll feel lonely and defeated. And throughout some trials you'll only be mistreated. Yes, we both share that rapport, but in the midst of courtroom war, I remember the ideals I'm fighting for. I fight for truth. I fight for justice. I fight for everyone to have a fair chance. faced with tribulation, I think of my own inspiration. He taught me to always hold my stance. I fight for men, I fight for women, I fight for anyone who aims to do what's right. So I chose this occupation, a dedication to salvation for society. I fight. There are people in this world who try to break you. They frame others for their vices just to shake you, planting evidence and lies so their crimes can be disguised. They all mask the truth, and that's when we arise. Some attorneys are dishonest, they'll do anything to win, and that's when the true challenges begin. Just believe in your client, and the truth will be explored. And don't forget just what you're fighting for. We fight for peace, we fight for order, we fight with evidence, intelligence, and trust. And we entered this vocation to prevent misinformation, to aim for a verdict fair and just. We fight for all, we fight for honor. So stand wholeheartedly and keep your goals in sight. And in times of desperation, defend with raw determination. For you and I, we fight.
The court will now come to order. Mr. Roy, have you prepared a closing statement?
I have, Your Honor. The defense will prove that the clock was indeed wrong on the day of the crime.
Ha! Tough talk. Let's see you pull this one off.
This is my proof. As I mentioned before, the victim had just returned from a trip from Paris, as was confirmed by her passport. Clearly, Miss Stone brought this clock with her on her travels. That's why, on the day of the murder, the clock was not 3 hours slow, but 9 hours fast. The same time difference between here and Paris. That's why, Mr. Sott, you heard the wrong time when you struck her dead in her own apartment.
Objection! This claim is outrageous, and I...
Mr. Sott, you broke into the victim's apartment, thinking she was away. Then, when Miss Stone walked in on you doing your dirty work, you picked up the clock and silenced her.
All right, fine, I confess. I went to her apartment, I was there when she came in, and she just wouldn't stop screaming, so I hit her.
Prosecutor Payne, detain the witness for questioning.
This is badgering my witness, and
Mr. Sawit will stand trial at a later date. But, in light of this confession, this court must pronounce the current defendant, Mr. Larry Butts, not guilty. The court is adjourned.
You did great, right?
Thanks, Chief. But if it wasn't for your help, then I...
Not at all. You fought your own battles today.
Gee, Nick. It's great to have friends, isn't it?
Congratulations on your verdict, Mr. Butts.
Aw, thanks. Here, as a token of my appreciation.
Isn't this the murder weapon?
Nah, we both had one. His and hers, you know.
Why, then I'm pleased to accept. Thank you.
Oh, and Nick. Thanks a lot, man. I owe you one, really.
That's great, Larry. Now, about your fee.
Yeah, thanks a bunch for doing this no bono.
Pro bono? Yeah, when something smells.
Oh, that's Larry for you. But I've owed him this favor ever since we were kids.
Right, I have some business to take care of this evening, but afterward, would you like to join me for dinner? My sister Maya will be in town too. We can turn it into your victory celebration.
Wait, really?
Of course, you've earned it. Why don't you swing by the office around 9?
Sure. Thanks, Chief.
See you tonight then.
Chief, wait! It's over. I did it. I actually did it! I won it. I still can't believe it. In this field, it's tough to excel. But if I have faith, I'll achieve it. If I just trust my clientele, challenge everything contradictory, I realize what knowledge is worth. I know now the sweet taste of victory. I know this trial is my rebirth. Here I am, the court and trial behind me. Here I stand, ready to face a new day. And with each passing hour, I'm alive, I'm empowered, I feel like nothing can stand in my way. Here I go, ready to tackle the next case. And who knows if this is all just a dream. But if so, let me sleep, or I'll start counting sheep to prevent a rude awakening. Here I am. When my fears were verified, I felt frankly terrified that this role was not to be. But Chief helped me to rebound, and I turned the case around. I owe her this victory. Mia Fey's the one who helped me through this battle. This victory is shared between us, it's true. And as long as she's there, she'll assuage my despair and help me through. Me and Chief, a team about to turn over a new leaf, and we will proudly stand tall. And with her by my side as my permanent guide, I feel pride and I know I won't fall. Now maybe I'm a lawyer after all. Here I am. Mia, you ready for dinner? She didn't already go home, did she?
Mia, can you hear me?
Who's there? What's happening?
She's dying! Help her, please help her!
I don't know what to do!
Whoa! Everyone freeze! You're both suspects of murder.
Who are you?
Homicide Detective Dick Gumshoe, see? Investigating a homicide in this office thanks to a handy tip from a woman at the Gatewater Hotel across the street, pal. Don't neither of you move an inch. Well, Maya, huh? Does this name mean something to either of you?
That's my name.
What? It's all coming together now. The victim drew your name with her blood in her dying hour to tell everyone who the culprit was. Case closed, pal. You're coming with me!
What? No! I'm not the killer! Help me! Help!
Where am I? Please wake me up from this nightmare. Here I lie, no one to answer my call. Please wake up. It's not true. Chief, I'm lost without you. How can you call this justice for all? Chief. Mia.